Ramon, what's happening?
Tony, we're ready for a great weekend of sports. I don't know if you heard the term that everybody used. We talked about all the four major sports in action. I don't like the sports equinox they call it. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't either. I just like to say, because there's different fun. I'm starting to use the food references. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, I like to say small portions, large portions. There's a lot of sports, but you do have some of them in small portions. So you can't really call it the equinox when there's only one baseball game and there's only two
Well,
college football games.
my current run certainly, almost across all sports is basically for me. And like you said, I think we talked about on the show yesterday. Bookmakers have a lot of work to do. We can pick and choose. So I think that's why I'm having a real strong surge right now with all the sports going. Lets me, kind of zero in on exactly what I want to do with the board each night.
Yep, and you want to get a hint? Just look at go to a sports book. Whatever conferences are not featured on the main TVs, those are the ones you should be handicapping because I think you're gonna have an edge there on those games. Here we, you
You mean
think?
Temple won't be on the giant screens
Well,
tonight?
tonight they will because it's only a one-time shot. But you know what I'm
No,
saying on the side.
Padres will.
Padres are going to get the featured screen. They love the Padres in San Diego. They love that because they like Del Mar. They like going to San Diego and all the fun activity there. It's a fun
Oh
city
boy.
there. It's easy to get around. All right, now here we go tonight, 10 Eastern Time. NBA League Pass Channel has the Suns on the road here against this Trailblazer team. The Suns favored 5 total is now a 224.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes, Tony, tonight with Phoenix and Portland. Phoenix, yeah, they got a little measure of revenge maybe with their game against Dallas. They were down 22 points, came all the way back to win 107, 105. Damian Lee, of all people, uh, Curry's brother-in-law, he made the game winner in the final second. Well, 10 seconds left, I think it was under 10 seconds left. Hit the game winner, and they pulled that one off. So that one went, 212 points. I'm gonna be taking a look at the total, of course, in this one. So Phoenix definitely went under in that game, and for Portland, they won their game at Sacramento, 115 to 108 in the opener. They were clutch, really. Sacramento kept fighting back, taking leads, and eventually Portland got that road victory. Game went 223 points, which is under the number we're looking at here tonight. Slightly, I'll say, but this number has declined. You see the number right there, 224. This one opened as high, I'd say, as 226, even touched down at 223 and a half and bought back up a little bit. But I like that move so far to the under by the books, adjusting that total with the maybe the sharps coming in a little bit on the under here. Chris Paul didn't have too great of a game. In fact, he was sitting the bench down the stretch. He only finished with 6 points. Did have 9 helpers, but Cam Payne kind of took his place and did very, very well. And Williams decided to go with Cam Payne down the stretch. Didn't bring Paul back into the game. So, anyways, I don't like some of the matchups here for Portland. I think Grant and Nurkic could have a tough matchup tonight in this one. Damian Lillard was just 1 of 8 from 3-point range and finished 5 of 18 overall. Of course, he's coming back from injury, so looks like Dame isn't quite back on track yet. Phoenix won 3 of the 4 matchups last season and has taken 6 of the last 7 meetings. A couple players questionable on each side. You got Landry Shamet for the Suns. You got Gary Payton for Portland, but I'm going to look for this one to go under that number, Tony, 226 in this division battle tonight. I really respect the move pretty much. There's not obviously we just have the one game so far, but if you go back to the end of last season and the playoffs for Phoenix, they were a little tougher to equate the playoff run. They were definitely going under late in the season, and Portland did as well. Both teams were on an under streak. Of course, Portland was left on the sidelines there at the end of the season, but Phoenix in their playoff games with Dallas, those were going under, but that was a hard-fought series. So, anyways, Tony, in this one tonight, just game 2 of the season, I'm going to go under with Phoenix and Portland coming off a pretty good stretch right now in the NBA for me.
All right, we got Ramon here with the Suns Trailblazers under 224. No surprise with Chris Paul at point that the Suns played at the slowest pace, tied with the Mavericks, played the slowest pace of all teams to start the season. And the Portland Trailblazers, the second slowest pace here to start the 20th. I would say the 10th slowest pace, right? Instead of the 20th highest place, it would be the 10th slowest pace of all teams. Their pace makes a lot of impact on these numbers, as you know, Ramon, and a lot of the advanced stats here are used by a lot of these sharps here, is usually with these opening line moves.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, Tony. That's what we're seeing with this move here. I don't know if it's necessarily going to attract much attention from the public to get down on the total under in this one. Two teams that maybe you might expect, especially given the fact that both teams had relatively high total. Not they like I said, they both went under in that opening game, but Portland's game 223 points, and Phoenix game it never really was trending over. But like I said, and it was just a moment. Chris Paul will not. He'll most likely in those key stretches be in, but credit the move, right? Credit the move, keeping Payne in the game there, and Damian Lee hitting that shot. It was quite a moment when he made that shot. I'm sure you might have been watching that one. Hit that turnaround, really was off balance, falling back on the baseline, was bumped by his defender, and somehow got that shot to go. And he played a fine game, and maybe a little bit of breakout for him with Phoenix. So Chris Paul will be a big part of this team, no doubt about it. With possession after possession, Phoenix isn't boring just because of that tempo, but Paul makes it. He likes to control the game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I don't always worry too much about points. Usually he'll chip in when the team's struggling. If they're hitting their shots, Paul is one of those team players that makes it, he gets it to the hot hand.
Still 9 assists, yeah, still 9 assists in that game. He never needs to, carry the load when it comes to scoring. And, Phoenix, maybe they're searching a little bit for their scoring a little bit still. Like I said, with just 107 points. Their matchups, I think, are okay tonight for Booker, Bridges, Johnson. I maybe put my down arrow on DeAndre Ayton a little bit tonight in his matchup with Nurkic. I think that both front courts might be a little bit slowed here in this one. So that's kind of where the handicap comes in for me as well.
Yeah, but I think Chris Paul probably one of the best veteran players who works alongside young players in this generation. Something that I would like to see a lot more of. The older veteran players working better alongside some of the young players in their roster. Paul.
He's still unbelievable, really. I mean, really, especially considering right now where he is in his career.
Yeah, just look at the development of the younger players of the Phoenix roster when he was with Oklahoma City, making that team competitive when we thought it was a team going the other way. So he's a fabulous player there. He doesn't get enough respect for that. Suns Trailblazers although it does rub the veterans a little the wrong way when he tries to coach up veterans, but too bad. He has the right to do that. Suns Trailblazers under total of 224. This one to have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. Right, Ramon, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com. Again, top of the leaderboards here. Here over the last 7 days. There's a lot of good results here from Ramon. You just got to visit his profile page. There's a remarkable amount of winning here from Ramon over at TonySpicks.com. You said the NBA twice because the NBA Summer League, where it says NBA, it should say NBA Summer League up there. So look at the high volume for the NBA. That's the NBA. The lower volume there on that second NBA there is the NBA Summer League, because we documented Summer League this year. And throughout it's our line provider allowing us to do that. That's
Bring
cool.
back the Summer League.
Bring back the Summer League. I know, right? We need to bring that Summer League back. I don't know. Which was me and the bar's high for the Big Three this year. So we did document the Big Three, which during the summer.
Cut it out, Tony. Summer's over.
Summer's over right now. We got all the big league boys now playing now. We got all the sports overlapping. Okay, Ramon, as you can see, doing great work here over at the site. Action here, as I like to say, in small portions from many of the leagues here tonight with NHL, college football, MLB. We've got a nice big portion here from the NBA with an 11-game card. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Well, you see it right there, Tony. I got a 5-pack in the NBA tonight, coming off a pretty good night in the NBA last night, so I can't pass on this card. I've got to kind of, I definitely put my 5 strongest plays up there. I could have went a little deeper, but I think the point where I cut it off for premiums was the appropriate spot, I really was weighing as many as 8 games, and maybe I was top heavy in a couple of them, but that would have left me with too short of a card for how well I'm running right now. And so I felt like, boy, if I include the rest of the games that I look like I'm making a move on, I'm going to have maybe more than that. But I didn't want to go too heavy still on the second night, but I still feel confident to come in with a 5 pack. Obviously, we're dealing with a pretty big card there, Tony, 12 game card. So still almost on half of the card. And on the NHL, after a 5-0 night, Tony, I just couldn't pass. Going to go play all 3 games tonight, and they're all sides, which is, I don't know, unusual for Ramon Scott. Talked myself in the third person there, but 3 sides tonight with that NHL Friday night 3 pack coming off 5-0 night last night, 14-6 there over the last 7 days. My numbers in the NHL, you see, look at that right there, Tony. Since we've started the site, 4,500 units of profit this year, NBA, NHL combined. And I put my $15 discount pick. You say sometimes it's a discount introductory pick, or sometimes it's just a best bet, but I put it on that Temple game. So couldn't charge a 25 or more there with the Temple game, Tony. One $15 best bet right there in the Temple game tonight against Tulsa, and that's the card I'm looking at right now. Still looking to see. Hey, you want some late steam, Tony? It still might come at you. I know you want us to try to utilize that. I'm going to look for spots to try to appease you and the GM.
Well, no, no.
With
Well, the
that.
whole idea is we've had
Yeah,
some feedback, and this I've been in this industry a long time. I've had some feedback a lot from cappers who've said, "Boy, I really wish I could have had this play available for my customers because." We're a lot of us have our deadlines are kind of looser than other sites. Some sites have you got to be in by 8 a.m. Pacific. That's it. If you're not, you're off the site. I mean, and we may get to that point because we want to make sure that our long-term customers have the plays up there early. People go to work. We get that. We got to get those plays in super, super, super early for them. But then again, you get the picks in it by 8 in the morning Pacific time. The games don't start till 4 Pacific time. That's 8 hours in between. There's a lot of information, a lot of things that happen, especially with the NBA. We know about the injuries and stuff, and we've been sitting on plays. God, I'm going to bet this. And man, I wish I could have got this to my customers. I wish. So again, everyone use this to your delight. We're not looking for obviously high volume. If you do it, if you don't use it, that's fine. But we just want to put it out there in case there's 4 hours. I post my plays at 3 in the morning, right? So there's another 11 hours before the game tips off, right? So again, if I see a play I like I really loved the Astro game last night. But I didn't like the number. The number got better. I would have. Again, we had a little technical issue with the pick ticker, right? I don't know if it was what it was, so I held off last night. But it's working now. We tested it overnight. Paul had his pick, his late steam. Everything worked fine. As far as the green showing up on the ticket, we know the customers get emails. But again, it's just up to the capper. If you see something you like, there's a lot of time that throughout the day after you post your picks. So if something comes up, Ramon, you see it, you can fire.
no. You know me, Tony. I'm all about the late steam. I mean, you're probably going to get more out of me than maybe the rest of the cappers. But I was just going to mention if you're looking for it tonight, it might come in the CFL. That's where I'm kind of looking at maybe some late action. But other than that, this is going to be the card tonight. 9 plays locked and loaded right now over at Tony'sPicks.com with one of the hottest handicappers on any of the multi-capper sites, Red Hot Ramon Scott. I'm tooting my own horn over here, and I got you. Do it for me.
That's right, guys. Got to run with Ramon. He's been on absolute fire right now over at Tony's Picks. And we see it over the last 7 days, 1,154 units of profit. We have the smart tab navigation where you can just click the time window. At some point, we're gonna have a custom number in here. We can actually put in dates. That's what's coming up next here on this. And we'll have the leaderboards updated with the late steam, the best bets, 15 premium, whatnot. There'll be a lot more here on this board that we're working on. So guys, get on board here with Ramon. He's been on fire. We'll call this the $15 bankroll builder, right? We're going to get to that bankroll ready for that big Saturday college football card from that Temple and Tulsa game up there as a best bet. Also, Ramon's 5-pack from the NBA, ready to roll here with the NBA. We do a lot of NBA business, so here you go with a 5-pack. Of course, anything you see in orange is profit guarantee, which means it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is sent back into your account for sites credit. Matter of fact, those site credits are immediate because we rate these games fast. So, in case you have a loser, or you can take or if you right now have a credit balance, take a look at Ramon here with that 5-pack from the NBA and use your balance there. Also, as we'll scroll here, as Ramon was talking about, he did have the NHL 3-pack up there on the board. And of course, as you scroll further down, you'll see the longer term passes. Now, the stuff in orange is profit guarantee. The stuff in yellow is not, because these are longer term passes that have already sold at a discount. Remember, we have the promo code in there as well as 20% off. So these are sold at great discounts. So the longer term passes are not sold at profit guarantee because they're discounted already. And here we are on a Friday. If you want to sample out Ramon Scott's service, well, he does have that 3-day all sports pass where you get all of Ramon's premium plays here for 3 days. It's a great offer here because you got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday action from all the major leagues. I don't think we'll have too much peripheral action this week from Ramon with all these sports in action, but you never know. So get on board with that. And of course, I will say this: if you buy the 3-day pass and Ramon enters any late Steam plays, remember the late Steam plays are games that are entered that start between 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time. So let's say a game starts at 7 Eastern time, and Ramon puts the pick in at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Well, that's late Steam because it fell under that 10-minute to 2-hour window of start time. So that play, if you're a long-term subscriber, will be emailed you immediately to your inbox. Okay, so we're going to make sure these late Steams get to you right away. If you are an a la carte customer, if you come to the site, you can go to the pick ticker. You'll see them highlighted in green for those late Steam plays. Those late Steam plays are premium picks that the cappers enter into the system between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, that window right there. So keep an eye on it. And if you're a long-term customer, that feature is included at no extra additional charge. Get the late Steams to your email for games that he enters that begins between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. And of course, use that promo code here, Tony T at checkout, and you'll save 20% off all premium pick packages. Again, you can access this page that we're looking at here, Ramon's profile page, by clicking the link in the description, then clicking the All Cappers tab. And when you click the Cappers tab, look for Ramon Scott. And you do that, you'll land right on his page and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we put together a Twitter account for you at Tony's Picks Ramon. We can also we can always catch the morning Steam live, or you can watch the replays on the show. A lot of college football already done in the books. NFL as well. The early games for Sunday is also in the books. You can check the archives, and of course, what's coming up Saturday on the morning Steam.
We'll preview the rest of the college football card, mostly with the games that are starting at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. I think we have a few more to cover other than that as well, but mostly the primetime action for Saturday night we'll be covering there. And of course, it's Saturday, there'll be a big hockey card, there'll be some NBA as well, and Major League Baseball. And of course, I'm on the sidelines tonight in premium land with the baseball game, Tony. I know we're not, I'm not, one to pass on any game, but I just I'm emotionally invested. I don't get this opportunity very often. So even as a capper, we're supposed to put that aside, and usually I always do, but not tonight. Going to watch the game and enjoy it, and be riding the emotional wave tonight with all the fans out here. Over on Tony's Picks Ramon tonight, Tony, I do have my free pick. It's in college football, and it's going to be in the game between LIU, Brooklyn, and Wagner. I've got my play on Twitter is coming to you with FCS action tonight. So head on over to Tony's Picks Ramon, pick up that free winner. We had a winner last night in Major League Soccer when we took Philadelphia over Cincinnati in Major League Soccer. So I had another winner over there, pretty hot on those free plays over on Twitter. So follow me at Tony's Picks Ramon and pick those up. And Mindy and I will be back in action tomorrow to pick up some winners. We already, like you said, you can go back and check those and get all of our consensus plays. If you have time to watch all of our videos, go back and scroll through, find the plays. But if not, you can subscribe to them or pick them up for a small purchase over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you can pick up our consensus plays are already boxed up and loaded for Saturday, and that account's been pretty good. We didn't fare too well last night, but the numbers have been pretty good with that morning Steam account so far in our consensus plays.
That's right, consensus plays, guys. Check them out over at our YouTube channel at Tony's Picks. Of course, we feature the live shows right in the top of the page. Easy to find the archives. Again, we've mentioned this to you again. If it's not convenient for you to watch the videos, you can check out our podcast at Tony's Picks at Tony's Picks on all major podcast forums, and of course on every platform, I should say. Every Picks in podcast form, including the full length show, the entire show in podcast form. So I know this is the lunch hour, so if you guys work in the offices, you like to listen to podcasts, many of you do. That's what really has made podcasts very popular, is that people at work like to listen to them. So again, Tony's Picks on all major platforms. Give us that 5-star review. Greatly help us move up the rankings there. And you can listen to the entire morning steam here from the past few days, with a lot of football coverage there from college football and the early games from the NFL Sunday. So you guys want to definitely check that out. A lot of picks there here for you guys to find over on our site. Also, the plays are clipped individually, and you can watch them on our channel at Tony's Picks, as well as on the podcast, individual picks in podcast form. Our crew does hard work there of getting all those picks up there, so check them out there on the channel. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Keep up that great work. Have a great show on the weekends. We'll talk to you Monday.
Thanks, Tony. I love those podcasts you got us on. We're going to be famous.
That's right. We're going to be famous. We're getting more ears on those shows. Ramon Scott here on Game Day.